Okay, we're at the New Brunswick legislature, and I hope the sergeant at arms, the new guy, don't come outside with a sword and says, "Oh, you're not allowed on the property." But I've been hearing stories, so we're not going to condemn him yet because we're not sure what's going to be the next step. Anyway, never mind that. The government, the legislator behind me, we haven't heard nothing, absolutely nothing from the Minister of Public Safety and Justice, or Justice and Public Safety, Denis Landry, or the Brian Gallant government. Now, it's funny when you see human rights being abused all around the world, and this place called New Brunswick is supposed to be a democratic human rights province or country that we will fight against other countries that abuse human rights. But here in New Brunswick, it's different. As I jump ahead of myself, I'm sorry, I'm tired. As for the prisoners forced to walk home after their sentence is done, Brian Gallant always says, "Well, I know how it is to be poor. I know how it is to be poor." I haven't seen no commercials. Thank God, we're ready to tape the commercials. He doesn't know what poor is. I think poor for him is, I don't know. Anyway, we're not going to get personal. Why is Brian Gallant and Denis Landry are really keen of forcing prisoners to walk home to their family or the shelter? They're sentenced in Fredericton, they're sent to St. John, they're sent to Shediac, Dalhousie, Miramichi for the female, and then they give them a Google map and laugh in their face and say, "Okay, Fredericton is that way." And the government is getting away with murder. Now, we're not going to get into the provincial jail where Tyler Sweeney, that the correctional officers maybe murdered that guy, but we'll get into that in future blogs, future videos. But Denis Landry, why is he having a big trail to abuse the poor? Why is he forcing women and forcing men to walk home back to Fredericton? Why is it allowed? You can't go to human rights because there hasn't been a human rights case in 30 years. I put a complaint to the human rights once to build a provincial jail here in Fredericton. No, they want to build a courthouse for the judge's fat ass. They get defeated here, and then they walk the street, they get appointed as a judge. What a system. So these judges, these former politicians, sentence the poor outside of this city, and then they can't make it back home. Robbie MacDonald's a fine example. How much minute we have here? Sure, I'll say the story. Robbie MacDonald, the worst menace, nuisance, pain in the ass, beside me, panhandler, that Fredericton has ever seen. I met him 12 years ago. Robbie MacDonald has a drug problem. Robbie MacDonald deserves a good boot. Excuse me, it's a blog, I'm going to say it. Get the children out of the room. Needs a boot out the fucking arse, so hard, because he doesn't listen, he's spoiled, goes around, panhandles to get his drug fix. Then next thing you know, he was in jail for 30 days for trespass. He wasn't allowed somewhere, next thing you know, sentence in jail. Then they didn't drive him back here. He hitchhiked. Next thing you know, he ended up in St. Stephen. Once in St. Stephen, he hopped in the car. There was a woman. She had a baby in the back. He said, "Hey man, drive me to Fredericton." The woman was terrified, didn't know who the hell this guy was. Next thing you know, they got to Harvey. She said, "Can I use the washroom?" "Oh, go ahead, man." She went and used the washroom, called the RCMP. Next thing you know, the RCMP arrived. Robbie was gone. He hopped in another car. "Hey man, can you drive me to Fredericton?" His mother told me the story. The RCMP called. He was having his supper. The RCMP want to talk to you. Robbie, you shouldn't do what you did. Yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. That'll never happen again, man. Okay, no problem, man. See you, man. Next thing you know, the city police and the RCMP showed up at the door, arrested him, brought him to St. John. They didn't know who the hell he was in St. John. Arrest him, charge him for confinement. He got 1.5 years in jail. Supposed to come out during the next few weeks. Not taking jail too good. Maybe he'll behave. But if they would have drove Robbie MacDonald back here to Fredericton, where he was sentenced, he would have never been in jail for 1.5 years. And some people, like Serena Woods, there's a fine example. She would have got raped and killed. Well, they would have had a coroner inquest, and they would have had recommendation. So really, Denis Landry and Brian Gallant, I'll tell you one thing right now. You guys both fucking suck.